yourself into a position which you can hold for a little while. And then when you're there, find the comfort of the position. Maybe you roll your shoulders a couple times. And then slowly close your eyes and take the gaze inward. Try to connect with your breath. And without any judgment, try to feel where your breath is at today, right this moment. Maybe today was a little stressful and your breath is a little higher up. Or maybe you had a pretty relaxed day and you're breathing nice and long, buoyant breaths all the way down to that lower belly. And everything in between is fine too. Just try to connect, see what is there. And also notice any aches or any catching in your body or any pressure or maybe feelings of comfort. And without any judgment, scan through the body and find these places of tension, of relaxation. And if you find a spot of tension, then try to breathe towards that area, expanding it as you inhale and letting go of the tension as you exhale. And as you keep breathing, I'm going to sound the bell 3 times. Keeping the eyes closed, inhale and get your shoulders up towards your ears. And exhale, roll them back and down. We'll do this 2 more times. Inhale, get them all the way up to the ears. And exhale, roll them back and down. Inhale up to the ears. Exhale, back and down. Awesome. Roll your neck a couple of times, easy, gentle. And then slowly open your eyes. Great. Please come into a kneeling position and point your toes down to face the mat. So stretch out your feet all the way. And I have really long toes, but if you have shorter toes, you might be able to stretch out your toes a little to sort of make them like can you see my hand? To like spread them out so you can sit even on your pinky toes. For you, Vera, I would suggest that you just massage your feet or try to stretch them out as much as you can. Get your fingers in between your toes and then roll them around. I will demonstrate later. And once you get into this position, try to place your weight onto your heels. But if that's too much, then you can lean a little forward. We're stretching out the entire foot and your toes. And as we spend a lot of time in our shoes, this might be a hard pose. I know it is for me. And then connect to your breath and see if you can stay in this position. Feel how for you, I meant if you take your socks off, you can get your fingers in between your toes and then just roll them around. And as you're there, keep breathing. If you feel a lot of tension in your feet, then try to breathe towards your feet. And try to let the tension go with every exhale. Feel how you can change the foot. And if this pose gets too much for you at any time, which I can imagine it is, then just move your weight forward, flatten the back of the feet onto the floor, and sit down. And feel your feet relax onto the floor. And keep breathing. Now for everybody who's still in the pose, next inhale, move forward. Exhale, letting the feet drop to the floor and sitting back down on your heels. Feel your feet relax. And breathe in, straightening the spine. And breathe out, place your hands on the floor, swipe them all the way back, and fold forward into a child pose position. Feel that if it's too much for your knees, then please put a cushion here. And as you're there, try to let your forehead sink onto the floor. And if that is too much for you, then you can also put a pillow on your feet. So your bum sits on that, and then your forehead more easily reaches the floor. Try to let the shoulders move towards the earth. And let your entire body sink into the floor. Breathe in, feel the belly expand onto the upper legs. And breathing out, letting go of the tension. You might be able to feel your breath going up and down your spine. And as you breathe in, you can notice the back of the heart opening up. Slowly feel the shoulders sink to the earth. And let go of all the tension you accumulated during the day. Or maybe even during the week. As you feel your forehead pressing on the floor, feel what that does to the way you breathe. And if it feels nice to you, gently lower your forehead over the floor, left to right, right to left. Just a couple of times to feel what that does. And then relax back into this position. Breathing in and breathing out. Let all the worries of the day go. And be grateful for the time that you carved out for yourself to connect with your body and connect with your breath. If you're sitting on a pillow, then now please get rid of that pillow. And on the next inhale, roll up vertebrae by vertebrae, coming all the way up. And place your hands on the floor, coming into a tabletop position, and come all the way through to the earth. Place your hands underneath your shoulders. And as you come up with an inhale, place your elbows where your hands just were. We're coming into a Sphinx position. For everybody, but especially for the people who have an achy lower back, zip up through the feet. So make your legs come all the way up towards each other. And try not to clench your butt cheeks. And then take your time to connect back to your breath. Inhaling, feeling the expansion of your belly towards the floor. And exhaling, feeling the compression in your lower back area. If the pressure on your lower back is too much for any reason, then gently scoot your elbows forward just a hair until you feel the lower back relax too. Remember that every day is different, and there is no medal of honor for people who make their lower back hurt. Now that we're a little longer in this pose and you feel like you might need a little more, you can also decide to stretch out your arms and come into a seal's position. When you do, please make sure that your legs stay together to protect your lower back. But do remember that staying in this Sphinx position is perfectly fine. Every position is fine, as long as you stay connected to your breath and are aware of what's happening in your body. Try to feel the breath as a wave going through your body. Breathing in, letting you raise just ever so slightly, and breathing out, making you come down. And if it helps for you to not get as distracted as easily, then count your breaths. Taking 1 on the inhale, 2 on the exhale, and so forth until you reach 10, and then you just start over. And if you notice that you get distracted for any reason, be grateful for noticing and just start back at 1. On the next exhale, gently lower your body down to the floor. Place your hands on top of each other and let your forehead rest on top of those hands like a little hammock. Feel the lower back relax feel your belly relax onto the floor and feel how your lower back relaxes with your belly. Let the big toes touch and let the heels just drop out. We'll call this crocodile pose. Try to feel what the previous pose did for you. And take your advantage with this counter pose. As you breathe in, feel your belly expand onto the floor. And as you breathe out, feel how your body relaxes onto the floor. On the next inhale, stretch your left arm out to the front and use your right hand to push yourself onto your left side. And use your hands to slowly come up into a seated position. Extend your left leg and place your right leg in a butterfly-like position. This is the point where we want to help our body, so if you feel like it today, and place a pillow underneath that right knee to support it. Inhale, extending the entire spine, and exhale, folding forward just ever so slightly, placing the hands or the elbows on the floor, whichever works for you. Feeling the stretch on the left leg, going all the way from the groin onto the heel. And try to find the relaxation within this pose. If you're one of those people who is more flexible in their legs and their lower back area, you might want to use any type of pillow so that you can relax your upper body down onto that. And if you're higher up, like me, then it's usually enough to just place your hands on the floor. Try not to force your upper body down, but let gravity do its job. Keep an awareness in that left leg, making sure that the toes point up towards the ceiling. And as always, connect back to your breath. Feeling the difference between the inhale and the exhale. And notice the tidal wave within your body. On the next inhale, come up vertebrae by vertebrae, keeping the legs as they are. On the exhale, place your left arm down onto the floor and stretch the right arm overhead, reaching towards the toes of your left foot. There's no need for you to make that. And if it's too much for you right now, then just lower that right arm down and just let that upper body fall towards the left side. If, however, you are doing pretty good, then try to turn your body up towards the ceiling and look towards the ceiling underneath your armpit, feeling the stretch going all the way from your right knee onto the fingertips of your right hand. Seeing it as one long line running from the knee to the hand. Keep breathing. And remember that if you get into that orange or red zone, you've gone too far and let that right hand lower down. Be gentle with your body. On the next inhale, lower that right arm. And on the inhale, come all the way up with a straight spine. We're going to switch positions. Use your hands to help your legs switch positions. And straighten out that right leg, folding the left leg. And again, placing your left leg onto a pillow to make it more comfortable. Make sure that you keep that awareness in the right leg, pointing the toes up towards the ceiling. Inhaling, straightening your back, your entire spine, and exhaling, folding forward gently. Placing the hands or the elbows onto the floor. And letting gravity have its way. Try to make sure that both of your sitting bones are staying on the floor. And feeling that tidal wave going through your body again. Breathing in and breathing out. Try to relax all the muscles. And try to notice if you're clenching anywhere. Maybe in your groin area. Or maybe in the upper leg of that left leg. Try to scan your body and notice these places of tightness. Breathing towards them and releasing any tension. Letting go of any tension in your butt cheeks. And feeling the stretch in that lower back area. On the next inhale, use your hands to walk your spine up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Now on the exhale, place that right hand or that right forearm down onto the floor, letting the hand palm face up. And exhale, fold over to that right side, letting that left hand reach for that right foot. Look up towards the ceiling. And try to open your entire body towards the ceiling. If this is too much at any point, then lower that left hand down. Be gentle with your body. Again, there is no medal of honor for somebody who hurts themselves. You're the only one who will enjoy that. Try to let go of all the tension. Honoring your body and your body's limitations. On the next inhale, lower that left hand down, on the exhale, and then on the inhale, come up all the way towards a seated position. Use your hands to bring your legs back together. And at this point, we're going to use our strap. Mine is already rounded up, so I'm going to leave it that way. Just toss it around my body. We're going to do a butterfly position. We're going to do it lying down. However, to make sure that our feet stay a little closer to our body, we're going to use the strap. So what I want you to do is come into a butterfly position. And then use the strap to come over your feet. So you're going to create it into a circle. If you've got a scarf or anything like that, then just get it behind you. And can you guys see? I'm sure. It's like around my feet. And then you just tie it in a knot. Make sure that you don't make it too tight. Because when you lie down, your feet are going to get closer to you. And once you're done, and just breathe out and relax down onto the floor. If at this time you notice that it's too tight, then please make sure that you loosen that strap or your scarf or whatever. And once you're there, try to relax your entire body onto the floor, letting the hands rest wherever feels comfortable to you. Maybe you leave them on your belly, or maybe you leave them on the insides of your thighs. And you can also decide to put them in a Shavasana kind of posture where you let the hands rest with the palms facing up in a 45-degree angle away from the body. And connect to your breath. Breathing in, feel the strap tighten a little. And breathing out, letting all the muscles relax. If your groin muscles feel too tight at this point and you notice that you're holding your knees up, then place 2 cushions underneath your knees to let your groin muscles relax into this position. And keep breathing. Again, if it helps, you can count your breaths. Another trick to use is to make your breaths a little audible. And listen to the ocean sound of your own breath. Placing the hands on the insides of your groin helps your nervous system to relax. And become aware of where your shoulders are at right now. Are they relaxed onto the floor? Or were you clenching there? And is this your cue to let them go, to let the tension in your shoulders go, and let your shoulders rest onto the floor? Feel your belly rise on the inhale, and feel the fall on the exhale. Breathing in, be aware of your in-breath, and breathing out, be aware of your out. On the next inhale, hold your upper leg and push yourself up onto your elbows. And use your elbows and your hands to push yourself up to a seated position and undo the strap. Lower yourself down onto the floor and make sure that you have your pillows nearby. We're going to move into a bridge position. So what I want you to do is place your feet close to your body, bending the knees. And then as you exhale, bring your hips up. Place the pillows underneath. And on the inhale, just let the body relax onto those pillows. And relax your hands onto the floor. The height is, of course, adjustable to the pillows you have. So try to see what feels right for you right now in this moment. Maybe your legs start shaking. And instead of worrying about it or thinking that it's embarrassing, just feel that vibration. And know that it's tension leaving the body, which is actually a super healthy thing right now. If you can, then try to open your hands up towards the ceiling. And relax your shoulders onto the floor. Try to be aware of the vertebra that is stretching the floor. And make sure that the pressure is not too much. Try to distribute the weight evenly on your shoulders instead of your vertebrae. Getting back to the breath. Notice the rise and fall of your belly. And notice the difference that is caused by this inversion. Is it easier for you to breathe right now? Or is it harder? Where do you feel this difference? If you make your in-breath longer, then where does the expansion go? Does it go around your body, all the way to the back? Or does your breath expand upward towards your chest area? Either way is fine. There's no right or wrong. We are just noticing and being aware of the sensations in our body. Now try to focus your attention on your feet. How does it feel for them to touch the floor? The next inhale, get your hips up just a little, get rid of all the clothes that were there, and then lower your back down vertebrae by vertebrae. As your lower back reaches the ground, breathe out and bring your knees into your chest. Use your hands on your knees or your hands on your shins, or maybe hook the arms around the legs to hook your knees into your chest. Relaxing the head and the shoulders back down onto the floor. And breathing deeply. Notice the relaxation in your lower back, the lengthening in your lower back. And notice that as you inhale, that your lower back is touching the floor. And as you exhale, it raises just a little. Feel your breath onto your thighs. And feel your thighs pressing onto your belly. Try to be aware of any points of tension. breathe into those areas to relax them further. On the next inhale, let your feet come up to the ceiling. And on the exhale, roll yourself forward, rolling over the back a couple of times. Breathing out, rolling back, breathing in, rolling forward. Awesome. Then sit up and get your books out. We are going to do fish pose again. So for the people who did this before, try to find the position that you like today. For all the people who never done this before, please make sure that you put your books down in this T position. Or even better, to put them like this if you're really not sure what you're doing right now. And then, as you're ready, make sure that the first block is somewhere where your bra strap would be, or is. And then, as you exhale, lower down onto the blocks, making sure that your head is supported by the second block. And letting your shoulders open towards the side. Chris, welcome back. We're doing fish pose, so get your books out. And as you're there, try to relax into this position, bending the knees if you want. But if you like a little more, you can stretch out the legs entirely. Is there a question here? Let me see what we can do for you. What you can do is lie on the edge of your bed and then let your head just drop back a little. See what that does, because it's going to open up your throat, and that might, if that becomes uncomfortable at any point, then roll onto one side and come back. Okay, so don't try to get that back up. Make sure that the edge of your bed is like a little higher than your bra strap. Does that make sense? It's okay. For everybody else, please connect to your breath. And breathe in and out. Lower your hands onto the floor. And if you feel like you want to open your chest up even a little more, then slowly let your hands come up like a sun that's rising. And try to feel where you want to stay. So maybe that's a 90-degree angle, or maybe you feel comfortable placing your arms alongside your ears. Vera, where's the edge of your bed? And for Vera, for you, especially important, try to relax your shoulders down and let your head just hang. And if any time it becomes too much, roll onto one side and come out of your position. Keep breathing. And feel your chest opening up. Do you have certain emotions that come up with this position? Maybe you feel annoyed or irritated. Or maybe you feel overwhelmed with an emotion of sadness or fear. A lot of emotions are associated with this heart space. And opening up the heart space allows for an emotional release. So whatever comes up, try to be gentle and compassionate towards yourself. And don't worry about it. Feeling the shoulders relax down onto towards the floor, not onto the floor. Feeling your ribcage expand as you breathe in. On your next exhale, lower your hands down and put them underneath your butt cheeks, making sure that the elbows touch the floor. On the inhale, press up onto your elbows and gently come out of the position. Great. And lower your back down onto the floor and feel what that does just for a second, because it's going to feel really different to where you were before. You're probably going to feel other parts of your upper back touching the floor. Or maybe you feel a sense of calm as you're being carried by the floor. And gently bend your knees. And bring your knees close to your chest. Open your knees and let your arms come through. And grab your feet to come into a happy baby pose. If it's too much for you to let the feet come all the way up into the air, then try to keep them together and a little lower. And once you're there, breathe. Try to make sure that your lower back stays on the floor and that your shoulders are more or less relaxed onto the floor. If that is too, like there's not enough space in your hip area for that, then grab the ankles. And if even that's too much, then maybe grab the creases of your knees. Making sure that you feel the stretch in your hip area, but also that your back is supported by the floor. There's no judgment. We're only noticing and adjusting accordingly. And as you breathe in and breathe out, try to feel where your breath is going. Is it still possible for you to breathe all the way down into that lower belly area? Or is this pose making it harder for you? Either way is fine. This is again one of those poses where your feet might start trembling or your legs might start trembling. Just let them release the tension. It's fine. And keep connecting to your breath. On your next exhale, let your feet lower down to the floor. But keep them bended. Grab your pillow, whichever one you prefer, and place them in between your knees. And shift your hips just slightly to the right side, and let your knees drop to the left side. If there's space between your left knee and the floor, please place a pillow there as well. This is also a point where you can try to experiment. Maybe you like it better when the pillow is underneath your lower knee, or maybe you like it better in between. Either way is fine. It has a lot to do with the build of your hips. Try to make sure that both your shoulders are firmly planted onto the floor. And relax your legs. You can then extend your arms sideways into a T position and look into that right hand. As you breathe in and out, feel the stretch of that right side of the body. And if you feel like you could use a little more, now raise your legs a little and cross that right knee over the left knee, and then let them drop down. Keep breathing in and out. On the next inhale, raise both of your knees up. Uncross them if they're crossed. And then slide your hips to the left, just a hair. Place that pillow in between your knees again. And then let your knees drop towards that right side, keeping the shoulders on the floor. And try to keep your knees on top of each other. Feel the stretch on the left side of the body. And if you can, look into your left hand. If you feel like you could use a little more again, then lift the knees up. Cross that left leg over the right leg and let them drop down again. Again, paying attention to the knees, the shoulders staying on the floor. Feeling the stretch on that left side. And as you get distracted by other sounds, or maybe a cat or a dog, try to keep your gaze inward and stay connected for just a couple more minutes. Breathing in, raising the knee. And breathing out, coming into your final relaxation posture, Savasana. Extending the legs all the way out. Letting the feet land about hip width apart and letting the toes fall out to the sides. Placing your arms about 45-degree angle away from your body and letting the hand palms face up. Please grab a blanket if you need it to stay warm. And on your dare, try to relax all the way into the floor. Feeling the support of your mat. And ultimately feeling the support of the earth underneath you. Knowing that it's always there. And that you can always count on it being there. Keep breathing slowly and gently into your lower belly area. And try to make each breath a little longer. And each out breath a little slower. And as you hear the bells die out, slowly deepen your breath and bring a little movement back into your fingers and your toes. If at this point you feel like you want to stretch out, this is your chance. And if you feel like you want to hug the knees into your chest and roll onto your lower back, then please do so. And as you're ready, roll onto your right side, coming into a fetal position, remaining with the eyes closed, gaze inward. Your next inhalation, use your left hand to push yourself up towards a seated position of your choice. Again, remaining with the eyes closed and the gaze inward. With an erect spine, take a couple of deep breaths in towards your lower belly. And feel the relaxation of your body at this moment in time. Place your hands in Anjali Mudra, or prayer position, in front of your heart, letting your palms face each other. Bringing the thumbs towards your forehead, peaceful thoughts. Placing your thumbs onto your lips, peaceful words. And placing your hands back onto your heart space, peaceful heart. With a slight bow, we whisper, Namaste.